nematodes, good bacteria, bad bacteria. And they haven't found all of the different species of bacterium out there at the moment. There's a research place in Poland which has got sort of a bit like the seed bank at Kew, where they're saving lots of different seed types. They're saving lots of different sort of bacteria and fungal spores of a particular type, and they're putting them into a symbio bank, is what they call it.
For a rainy day.
Well, yes, and then they test them against all sorts of parameters, and then suddenly they might put two of them together, and then they produce a product. That's basically where a lot of these biostimulants are coming from. You know. Nigel. Who's Nigel? Nick. Yes.
Nick.
I don't. I'm not sure that you're trying to thread me entirely into Richard's story, which is, I'm sort of a sideshow with regard to Richard's amino A product, where he's done lots of trials and he's got some interesting results from his trials. We're really just working not on the periphery, but as a part of the process to highlight this soil biology, which was the big story at Groundswell, really. If you went to Groundswell, every talk you went to, they'd talk about you've got to have good soil biology, and then if you then drill down into, well, what is good soil biology according to whoever was speaking, some of them really were struggling to, they know what good soil biology is, but actually measuring it is the challenge. Now, the lab that Jody Schechter set up back in 2007 was looking at the good soil biology, and it linked in with Dr. Elaine Ingham and the Soil Food Web and all of that. And now what we're finding is that the mainstream commercial arable farmers are looking to see how they can incorporate some of the elements of that to produce a more sustainable crop, and a crop that's potentially not costing as much inputs to grow. So they don't, because if you went down the full Soil Food Web story, you'd cut out all nitrogen. Well, I don't advocate that. I don't think that would get you a 10, 12 ton crop, but the big boys are looking to see how much they can incorporate good soil biology to help them manage their crops to make the most margin rather than yield, potentially, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I still haven't done that succinctly for you, have I?
Better.
I guess if you don't have that microbiome working correctly, it will have an adverse effect on your crop, and you will have to put in more inputs to achieve the same yields. If you've got a really strong microbiome in there, it not only provides nutrients for the crops, but it improves the soil structure. You get better water holding capacity. It's just a much better soil type. That soil there, you can see slumps really quickly because it looks like its biology isn't great, and we know from the trial results we've done that it isn't fantastic. It massively helps with soil structure and soil sort of permeability. It can help hold on to nutrients as well. So getting that microbiome right is essential. It's part of the triangle, really. You've got the physical aspect of the soils, you've got the chemical analysis, and then you've got the biology. If you can balance those three, then you'll have the best soil to grow your crops.
Yeah. We need.
That was